is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry, and wow, what an interesting week it was, and something interesting that I heard as we headed into here, listening to the news leading into the show. They mentioned the start of the Sturgis motorcycle rally, which, as soon as I heard that, the first thing I thought of was... Oh, yeah, well, I was going to say, you were not yet born or an infant when this was going on. The WCW... initially Hog Wild turned Road Wild pay-per-views that were generally held in early to mid-August of 96 through 99. That's right. It was a free-to-attend pay-per-view event, so no gate, as it was just those who were in attendance at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in Sturgis, South Dakota.
Oh, I was going to say, because I was actually, coincidentally, at work this morning, there were a lot of people wearing those T-shirts at breakfast.
Oh, okay. And this is something that I didn't know, although it kind of makes sense when you think about it. It was initially called Hog Wild in 1996, and then after the first event, they changed it to Road Wild because of a potential trademark issue with the Harley-Davidson Club Harley Owners Group, or HOG. So because of that naming issue, they didn't want to
Wow.
they didn't want to mess with people in the Harley.
Right now, trying to throw in a little cease and desist.
I'm providing facts. That's what I do as a broadcast journalist.
I don't think they care, unfortunately. Hey, I'm just saying, it's quite a litigious world we're living in right now, Fearon.
Not going to take the bait on that one. I almost did. But
what do you mean, take the bait? I'm being serious. For once in my life, I'm being serious. And that's a drop. Note the time on that.
For once in your life. Thank you, Twitchy Wonder. All right. Anyway, I don't know. It just made me think about it. And some of the interesting and memorable notes, including from '98. Remember Hogan and Eric Bischoff teaming up in a tag match against Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno? As I have an ear-to-ear, you-know-what eating grin on my face as I say that, because it was as amazing as it sounds.
See, that's why. No, I'm not going to go there.
You're not going there?
Well, no, I was going to make a thing about, like, see, that's why I like Conan more. Because as much as Jay Leno tried to ruin Conan's career, he couldn't do that to himself.
Oh, see, again, I kind of took that sidestep, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking Conan, as in, Odele Arriba la Raza, not Conan as in Conan O'Brien.
Yes, because we were talking about WCW, but...
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, what did he have to do? Now I see where you were going the talk show route with the Tonight Show as opposed to the mid-card former U.S. champion. I gotcha.
Yes.
But yeah, that ended up going all the way through 19...
Conan's career, Conan of WCW fame his career could never be destroyed. He's the man. He is.
Especially in Mexico.
Yeah, and with the LAX,
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
But yes, that was a 4-year experiment that went all the way through 1999, and looks like Hogan was, if I remember right, he was involved in the main event of all 4 Road and or Hog Wild pay-per-view events. Considering
Who was in the main event of all 4?
Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, of course he was.
Yeah, he beat the Giant at the Hog Wild pay-per-view in '96 to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And then 1 year later, he defeated Lex Luger to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Of course.
And then in 98, he lost to DDP and Jay Leno in that aforementioned tag match. And then in 99, he successfully defended the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Nash in a retirement match.
Brother, I ain't dropping the belt, brother. Tag match is different. Brother.
Oh,
brother.
Oh, brother,
Dude.
indeed.
Oh, brother, where art thou? Dude.
I can't with you.
I can't in general. I
Yeah.
am so... I am exhausted. But I'm still going.
Yeah, I'm looking here, looking at some other things here, just because I remember here, a writer from our good friends over at WrestleCrap, Art O'Donnell, he criticized the event as a financial blunder, saying that WCW held a yearly pay-per-view at a biker rally with zero live gate just because Eric Bischoff loves motorcycles.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, he said on a motorcycle suspended by wires in the middle of a WCW ring.
Gotcha. And it ended up getting replaced in 2000 by New Blood Rising.
For a very short period of time.
Yeah, that was obviously a one and done. By the time August of 2001 came around,
Because, bro, we need to do all these gimmick matches, bro.
Man, we got Twitch Russo in the house now.
Oh no! Don't you put that on me. Twitch Russo is not. I am more of a Cornette guy. Do not.
Duly noted. All right. Let's get into what's going on. Let's get into what's going on here today. I just had that little aside, just hearing about the Sturgis thing. It kind of made me wax nostalgic for those Road Wild and Hog Wild pay-per-views, and then after going back and looking at them, some things are better left as memory. No.
Oh no, totally. I could believe that.
I mean, no, there was some good that came out of it. In fact, from '97, Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. in a Mexican death match at the Road Wild '97.
Yeah, no. I just want to know what a Mexican death match is, because I'm not.
I would imagine it's kind of like a hardcore, if I remember right, type match.
Because I want to make a joke, but at the same time, I'm not going to. I'll tell it during the break.
There we go.
That way, it's probably never going to be brought up again. But if it does, I'll know if I have the go-ahead or not.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, those cruiserweight matches back then were...
Oh, they were amazing. They still hold up now. I was watching Liger versus Redacted, and it was just such a great match.
We've mentioned his name numerous times on here. You don't have
I
to
know,
redact
I just didn't...
it.
I know, but it's just a lot of fun when you do that every once in a while. Just, you know...
98, here we go. Juventud Guerrera and Chris Jericho for the Cruiserweight title with Dean Malenko as guest referee.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some good things in there.
I learned one of my favorite things. I learned I saw something really awesome with Malenko, which how he reversed somebody trying to break out of a full Nelson.
Huh.
Which whenever we're chaining now in practice, I usually do that. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, and then there was this match in '99, kind of back to the other side of the coin. A six-man tag team match of Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, and Eddie Guerrero against Vampiro and Insane Clown Posse. Violent J and Shaggy Tudo.
Oh.
This must have been just after the whole thing with the oddities had ended, because this was, by August of '99 that thing had all finished up.
Yep.
All right, I feel like I could go on for that for ages here, but quite a bit to get into here, including a former diva and women's wrestler who parted ways with WWE as of yesterday. Also, a women's injury to note that may have an effect on the SummerSlam card, which we'll go over that as well. We've got 7 matches set at the moment. Also, a little bit of a follow-up from last week regarding a possible UFC fight with the Beast Incarnate. We'll let you know what's going to be going on with that. And Mrs. Hardy is at it again, this time talking to Sports Illustrated. We'll let you know what she had to say. And this time not in 140 characters or less.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, somebody please take her phone away.
And speaking of profanity, a profanity-laced verbal exchange between a fan and a WWE star in New York.
Ooh.
And we'll let you know who was involved, but not necessarily what was said, as it would sound like Morse code if I'd listened to the audio, and it would, yeah.
Just the Ron White bit about his arrest record.
Well, since I was going to say, I'm lost on that one, I'm sure most of the audience is, so now please explain, so that way it's not just you amusing yourself.
No, it's the story about how he got thrown out of a bar in New York City when he got arrested when he was younger. They were calling for his arrest record. There's some good news. Satellites at NASA are kicking off. Computers are going crazy. There's a telegraph in Fritch, Texas, going beep 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 beep.
As it's all calculating his arrest record.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. See, you have to realize, and
I thought I assumed you knew. I thought you knew that I got thrown out of a bar in New York City.
Even if I did, there's a good chance that at least majority of our audience doesn't. So that's why when it comes to these things, you don't want to sound too inside. You want to explain. You want to involve the people as opposed to kind of just making your own inside jokes here. That's why we try to at least explain what some of the things mean to the best of our ability. Some things are just extremely difficult to explain, like Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
That one, just go to the network.
Don't. Just don't. That's the best way to handle Insane Clown Posse, is just don't.
No,
not really. No.
And also an announcement regarding a WWE star in a major role in an upcoming Transformers movie. I don't know if you heard about that at all or not.
I did, I think. Yeah, no, I did.
You did, you think?
No, I did. I definitely did. I was trying to figure out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's good. Usually not so much. But we'll get into all that and more. Plus, we'll get to Ed on the other side of our first time out, because we've already hit there as we've hit the road running, I guess, or something along those lines. Thanks to, it's amazing the things that I get distracted by, especially with minimal sleep. A little less than 2 hours at this point, so I really don't know what the hell I'm doing to take from the opener here. But
shut up.
One thing that I do know, one thing that I do know that is doing and doing well every time they do it. It's coming up just a few weeks away here. What, about 6 or 7 weeks here, if my math?
You would know better than I would.
3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks from today, Cinemania returning, courtesy of George's Cards and Collectibles. It's going to be back Saturday, September 16th at the Bucks County Technical High School in Fairless Hills, not too far down the road from us here. So far announced guests Joey Matthews, formerly known as Joey Mercury, and Bull James, and a lot more names set to be announced as we get closer here. George's has 2 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs, including their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, as well as in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. So we got news to get into, SummerSlam to talk about, and also, for those who missed it, talking a little bit of, speaking of cards and collectibles, talking wrestling collectibles, I had the rare opportunity to be a guest here on WBCB.
Wow.
Yeah, I know we were teasing it over a while, but I'll get more into that story on the other side as well. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Next time you head down the shore, make Keenan's Irish Pub your favorite spot. Located in the heart of North Wildwood, Keenan's Irish Pub is 25,000 square feet of wall-to-wall fun. There's live entertainment 7 days a week and an extensive menu that even features sushi. So grab a nice cold drink, listen to some live music, and enjoy a fantastic time at Keenan's Irish Pub. Keenan's is located at 113 Old New Jersey Avenue in North Wildwood, where all the neighborhoods still meet.
Join former Phillies All-Stars Ricky Bottalico and Tommy Green along with host John Brazier for the Baseball Insider Show presented by SEPTA immediately following Phillies baseball this Sunday right here on 1490 WBCB and video stream live at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Smiling Lou Powers, here to invite you to join us every Wednesday as we broadcast Sunshine Music Memories live from the Philadelphia Protestant home in the Northeast. We'll be playing the music that you remember in a setting you will love. Philadelphia Protestant home is located at 6500 Tabor Road in the Northeast, and I will be there live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. till noon. Come out and listen, dance, and make some new friends. Sunshine Music Memories live from the Philadelphia Protestant home every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
Phillies PA announcer Dan Baker asking you to join me and former Phillies slugger Greg the Bull Luzinski for the Independence Blue Cross Bull Session presented by Gage Fiore, attorneys at fightforyou.com. Every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m., we'll talk Phillies baseball with a different guest each week. Go to WBCB1490.com to check show locations and guest information each week. The Independence Blue Cross Bull Session, presented by Gage Fiore, attorneys at fightforyou.com, every Monday at 6 p.m. on 1490 WBCB and 610 Sports.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
That exchange always puts a smile on Lucas's face. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry, and was that a smile or more of a cringe? I'm not sure.
It was a little bit of both.
A little bit of both?
Yeah.
Very apropos for you here.
Oh, definitely.
Well, someone who certainly isn't cringeworthy would be Ed from Northeast Philly, who's on the line to give us a look at the local scene. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes, that's right. I was live on tape last week for the birthday show, and
you know
what? I wanted to avoid the candles. There were too many to count.
And the chops.
And getting back to Lucas's thing about the Mexican death match.
Oh boy.
It's
No, I doubt he's gonna go the route that joke
that
I
you
told
were going.
You
Yes.
I'm not going to say, because it'll probably be also Lucas has said.
Well,
yeah,
you know
you'd be
what?
surprised.
Yeah.
It's weird what does and doesn't go over my head. It's fair.
It's a death match from Mexico.
It is as it sounds like. Okay. And both of them knowing the lucha style the way that they do, it's it has kind of what it essentially was a hardcore type match.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I know a Texas death match was like, no disqualification, but you had till the count of 10 to get back up to your feet after you got pinned.
So, oh wow, okay. So it was like that almost was like a variation of the Last Man Standing match from WrestleMania 10 between Randy Savage and Crush, but that was Falls Count Anywhere, and you had 60 seconds to get back in the ring. So it was kind of it was like a Last Man Standing Falls Count Anywhere match, even though it was officially a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Well, the traditional, that's the way I explained. That was explained to me by Bill Wiles, which is how the traditional Texas death match would go, at least.
And Chikara has a show this afternoon.
Chikara, yeah.
In Northeast Philly.
At the Wrestle Factory?
Wrestle Factory, starting at 3 p.m.
Yeah, Mike Quackenbush is going to be at the MFPW in October for our next Super Camp.
Oh, yeah. It's been quite a while since I've seen Mike Quackenbush.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. It'd be fun to see if he remembers that.
Nah, I'd rather not ask about that, in all honesty. Less said about that, the better. The not oft talked about, but still occasionally discussed Remote from Hell from... At this point, I don't even know how many years ago that was. So it's probably... Some things are... I mean, it was long enough ago that Cesaro was not in WWE.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is distant
Did he
past
still have
we're talking
Did he still
about
have
here.
long hair, or was he bald, or... because that could really go to show you. You started in 2009, right?
Yeah.
So Cesaro was in WWE in like 2011, maybe?
Something like that. Regardless, that's a part of the past in the history that I'd rather not
That
dredge up.
has been redacted.
No, it hasn't been redacted. We're just not talking about it. That's all.
We're not going to talk about that.
He also was in Ring of Honor, I think.
Well, yeah, Claudio. Yes, Cesaro.
The Kings of Wrestling.
Yes, he and Chris Hero were a great tag team. But he was a lot of places. He was one of the guys like El Generico and Kevin Steen who went to CZW and Chikara, Dragon Gate, USA, stuff like that. PWG. It's just
SummerSlam viewing party at Nick's Roast Beef in the Northeast, August 20th.
Yes, the day of SummerSlam, and certainly a great place for it. As I've
Bob Orton.
Oh, Bob Orton.
Ooh.
Cowboy Bob Orton.
Cowboy Bob Orton. Hard to say whether it'll be Sans or a Vec cast, but.
And Nikolai Volkov and your buddy Bill Abner.
Ooh.
Was just at it.
Oh,
Q&A
wow.
section.
That should be fun. Yes, of author
believe
of the
that's
book is
right.
Wrestling Fixed. I didn't even know it was broken.
I love Bill Abner. I only got to meet him once, but still, it was just the things that he told me. First, when I told him I was training at the factory, he went, "Oh, dynamite! That's dynamite," and which brought a smile to my face. But then he said, because I told him I was on a radio show, and he said, if you ever want to get into journalism, just write down what you're thinking and have the editors handle the rest.
I think it's
Yeah.
at 5.
Why do you think I do all the writing here?
Yeah.
Just because it would be quicker than editing whatever you have to. No.
And Royal Rumble tickets went on sale last week, and the SmackDown combo with the Raw this week.
Yes, as there will be the 4 nights of wrestling action coming back to the Philadelphia area, the Wells Fargo Center.
It's takeover. Philly's finally getting a takeover.
Yeah, there will be an NXT takeover on the Saturday, and then the Royal Rumble on Sunday, the Monday Night Raw the night after, and then SmackDown on Tuesday. So 4 nights of wrestling coming up in January of 2018.
And I believe there might be a convention that afternoon, too.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things going on with that.
Speaking of conventions, there was one next weekend at the 2300
Arena. Yes, the Collector Fest.
I was going to say, were we able to talk to...
You know what? There were a lot of things that kind of got in the way of making that happen, and I believe, there was something else. I know I'm going to be here for the show, but I think there was something else that I'd have to look at my calendar. But we will.
Will we at least be able to be in attendance?
Oh, that's what it is. I have to. Okay, I had to look at my. I know my. If I don't have my calendar in front of me, I don't know what I'm doing because I go moment to moment. That's why I know that today, for example, I'm going from here down to the MFPW arena, and then that's about all I got. I got to look at the calendar to see what I'm doing tomorrow.
And Combat Zone, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
At the Skate Zone.
Tremont versus Onita. It's also tonight.
Good to see that he's out of the hospital, as that was a bit of a concern for a little bit. We were supposed to see him down at the MFPW arena. A week ago yesterday against Abyss, but due to those health concerns, that ended up getting revamped.
Yes, it did.
Who was Abyss supposed to do or go up against? Was it Braxton?
Well, no. Originally, it was supposed to be Matt Tremont against Abyss.
Oh, Matt Tremont.
But then we got Masada versus Abyss, which was,
yeah, another good wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out well. And then Braxton Sutter was there this past Saturday at the MFPW Arena, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up a little bit later.
And that's about it.
And that's certainly quite a bit. And also coming up 2 weeks from now, Battleground Championship Wrestling right here in Fairless Hills. That should be a good one. Unfortunately, due to personal commitments, I won't be able to make it to that. But certainly...
Before you cut me off, I might be doing a live segment for you, if it's all right.
A live segment
at the arena.
Like a live phone-in from the Collector Fest. Yeah, why not? What crazier things have happened. We'll be able to make it.
We'll do it live.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, as tired as I am, why not? It. There you go. That finishes the line with an extra little twist to it. All right, so that sounds like a plan. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll hear from you down at the Collector Fest.
All right, bye.
All right, thanks, Ed. Wow, weren't expecting that, were you, Twitch?
No,
no. You never know what to expect with me.
Yeah, which is very, it's the 4 years that I've been on the show. It's sort of taken a role reversal. Usually I'm the one with the, oh crap, please don't go there. And then you have now surpassed me in that, and now I'm trying to censor myself.
Well, I've been doing this long enough where I kind of know where the line is and kind of tiptoe up to it, whereas there was, and some would argue still is, concern of you knowing where the line is and concern of going over. Yeah, well,
see, that's why, but that's when I do I'll tell you over the break.
And
I'm not sure.
That's where you've grown and matured.
Yeah.
That's right. I did note that on the Facebook fan page that, yes, this past Thursday marked 4 years to the day since our little Twitchy over here joined the program.
Shut up.
He's grown so much in that time frame.
Yeah.
He most certainly has.
You're going to get me in trouble, and I didn't even do anything.
Helium. Helium, he says. You were 15 then. You're 19 now.
Oh yeah.
You've grown up right before our very ears.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'd say eyes, but it's radio. They can't see you.
Well, I know
You're
that.
like Cena. They can't see you.
That's the only thing I think.
That's the only comparison to Cena
that we could even go with.
I mean, it's better than other comparisons.
I'm like Catwoman. I'm adaptable.
Don't compare yourself to Catwoman.
I hate you. Wow.
Right back at you, but no.
Wow. Oh.
Seamlessly transitioned in. All right, let's get into some
jazz
news and
flute
notes
is
here.
for little fairy boys, like that scene from Anchorman where they're silently like the credits are rolling, so they have to keep a smile on their face because the camera's still on them, but they're just whispering like, "Jazz flute is for, little fairy boys. I'm gonna put poison in your coffee." It's just like, you know what? That's it.
It's kind of like that. Gotcha. Fortunately, I don't drink coffee, so no.
Neither do I.
Anyway, so Ava Marie, yes, she and WWE have parted ways as of yesterday. WWE acknowledging her departure on their website while she confirmed the news via social media, tweeting, quote, "Today I'm saying a bittersweet goodbye to WWE. Thanks to the entire team and you, my fans, for these 4 years. Hashtag all red everything forever."
And the internet rejoiced.
And, of course, WWE wished Ava the best in all her future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
For those who were wondering, because I'm sure there might have been a couple who were. Not really. At least in terms of the future endeavor part.
Oh, yeah, no.
Now, Ava hasn't appeared on WWE television since she was suspended for a wellness policy violation almost a year ago, back on August 18th of 2016. And this amicable separation was in the works for a while, as back in February of this year, it was noted that Ava Marie began pursuing interests outside of WWE and began removing WWE references from her social media accounts.
And she isn't red hair anymore. She went back to her natural black hair. It's been like that for a couple months too. So I thought they had already released her too. That was the thing.
Out of sight, out of mind, I suppose. It was also announced last month that she would not be returning for the 7th season of Total Divas.
Yeah.
7 seasons of Total Divas.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't.
I know
that doesn't add up. How many seasons do they do? Do they do like? It started in 2014 or 20. No, it started in 2013, 2014.
I mean, seasons at this point, when it comes to television or other over-the-top medium programs or media programs anymore. They're not. I mean, you used to have maybe a season was a year, but in this case, a season is almost bordering at this point on being like an actual season, like spring or autumn or fall or winter or
because I know
summer.
Dancing with the Stars, and like I'm thinking, because my mom's obsessed with that show, and it's like in the fall she's watching it all the time, and it's hard to be able to turn on Monday Night Raw. But then, the season's over, and then in the springtime, and I'm just like, what? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, seasons used to be 24, 25, 26 episodes.
See,
now
I think
they're
it's
like
just like that
12.
for reality shows.
Yeah, there's been a drastic change when it comes to that sort of thing. And I don't know where it really started.
Well, I think it also depends on like the 12 or 10 or 12 episodes that's on hour-long TV shows, because I know Game of Thrones usually does a 10-episode season. Shameless usually does like a 12 or 13 episode season, but they're all hour-long programs, whereas like Family Guy, they take sporadic breaks, but it's all throughout from September to May, and then they take the summer off, or October or whatever.
And that's usually how, I mean, that's pretty much how that's been just across the board, is that your season started in September and it ended in May, almost like a school year in a sense.
Yeah, and then in the summer, that's the only downside, is you don't have anything to watch. What, do you expect me to go outside and play? With who?
Yeah. There that is.
A nice little sad window into my life. Anyway.
I know.
I'm a nerd.
There it is.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, well, the best I could do on short notice. And also, this is some not so good news. Sticking with the women's wrestlers here, WWE announcing that during her match with Nia Jax on this past Monday's edition of Raw on July 31st, Bayley suffered an injury to her right shoulder. That's right. The former Raw Women's Champion was evaluated by medical personnel, but the official diagnosis was inconclusive due to the amount of swelling involved. Yeah, Bayley has been told to rest the shoulder until this coming Monday, at which point doctors are hopeful that the swelling will have sufficiently gone down so that she may be reevaluated and a firm verdict can be reached. Bayley had this to say to WWE.com shortly after her match Monday night.
I don't know, I just did something to my shoulder that everything just like tensed up around it. I don't know, I've never had injuries like this before, so I can't really know what it is. But I guess we're gonna have an x-ray tomorrow morning, and then go from there. Try not to panic too much yet. Couldn't really do much after. I don't know, people do crazy things under adrenaline, I guess. Well, I don't know what to say. It hurts. It's stupid. I'm sad.
And Dr. Chris Amon adding, quote, "We've determined the injury is shoulder-related, and she will be going under further diagnostic testing later this week to determine the extent of the injury and also establish a timetable for recovery," end quote. I was waiting for you to jump in with something. Oh, never mind. Probably better that you didn't. The only follow-up so far on social media was a tweet from Bayley on Wednesday with the WWE.com video stating, quote, "At least my hair looks cute. Thanks for the love, everyone. Trying my best to keep positive." As of right now, WWE.com still lists the Alexa Bliss Bayley match for the Raw Women's title is still on, so hopefully the injury isn't too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the 7 matches so far lined up for SummerSlam 2 weeks from tomorrow at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The others real quick here, and then we'll take our second time out. Randy Orton against Rusev. And then the other 6 are title matches. We mentioned Alexa Bliss and Bayley. Also, AJ Styles defending the U.S. title against Kevin Owens with a bit of a twist. Shane McMahon as the special guest referee.
Okay.
Here comes the ref.
Why didn't they have Daniel Bryan be the special guest referee? That would make it more interesting, considering he knows both of them. Like, he was in the Indies with both of them. It's like...
Probably because WWE doesn't want to bring that up, and maybe there's something with Brian's condition where even as a referee he can't necessarily participate.
Condition.
Right. Putting condition in inverted commas, you are there, just for those who aren't able to see that.
Every other doctor has cleared him except for WWE.
Moving on. Neville defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Akira Tozawa. Also, you've got the SmackDown Women's Championship, Naomi against Natalya, who won that fatal five-way at Battleground here in Philly.
Yeah, definitely threw me off.
Threw a lot of people off. Definitely with our predictions. I think what was that Snapchat you sent me the night of Battleground that our predictions were
Yeah.
Something along those lines?
Yeah. Oh, and they were.
And then, of course, the two biggies for the WWE Championship, thanks to a number one contender match this past Tuesday on SmackDown, Jinder Mahal defending against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes. Wow.
When a lot of people were thinking Lal Cena wins.
No. God. I'm just a little bit disappointed they just gave it away on free television.
Yeah, true. That is a pay-per-view quality match, but I don't know. Maybe they'll go back to it at some point. And then Brock Lesnar defending the Universal Championship in a fatal four-way against Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. And, well, we'll see. Something a little interesting has been brought to the mix that may have people kind of scratching their heads with that fatal four-way involving Brock Lesnar, and we'll get into more of that on the other side of our final timeout here.
Are we also going to get on talk about the apparent profanity and Rebby Hardy?
Yeah, we're getting into all that. That's why I'm trying to move things along here to the best of my ability. But I got to let you know that it's a fantastic day for charity at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. First, from now until 2 o'clock, you can head on over and get Broken Bloody Mary flights, and man, are those things good. 5 different flavored styles of Bloody Mary, from garden variety to bacon. They just recently threw out a garlic and onion version, so they're constantly tinkering with it. There's also for those who like a little more spice, there's a 3-pepper version, and their house one is just as good as well. So lots of different flavors and variety. They definitely say it is the spice of life, and it certainly is there. Plus tonight, a special night of charity and music as the Nirvana tribute band Love Killed Kurt returns with an animal rescue food and toy drive for Mostly Mutts Rescue. So please bring blankets, toys, or any grain-free food you can that you can spare for the pups. And coming up Saturday, September 23rd, the Broken Goblet teams up with the Bucks County Speedsters for the first ever beer mile in Lower Bucks County. It's like a variation of a Brock Lesnar shirt: drink, run, repeat. Yeah, full details are coming soon, but think of it as 4 quarter-mile runs with a full beer in between each. Yeah, it should be. It sounds easy. Now think again.
It'll legitimately turn into a pub crawl. Like, won't be able to see straight.
Well, yeah, even you with your glasses on, probably not. Also, just hitting the market, Broken Goblet Lip Balm, made with Broken Goblet's Pineapple Wheat and Blood Orange IPA, now on sale. And also, Kate is back behind the bar, and Reese is back as well after quite the health scare, so come say hi and tell him to never scare us like that again in your best doting mom voice. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly. We'll be back with more stuff right after this here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Do you have ringing, hissing, buzzing, or pulsing in your ears? Then you are probably suffering from tinnitus. Over 60 million Americans experience tinnitus. That's 1 in 5 people. You don't have to just live with it. Take control of your tinnitus and rediscover life without constant ringing in your ears by calling the Hearing Center of Bucks County at 215-310-5237. Find out about the brand new, state-of-the-art AGX tinnitus management system The tinnitus experts at the Hearing Center of Bucks County, celebrating over 30 years of providing outstanding personalized hearing care, will evaluate if this new technology solution is appropriate for you. Find out if this is your answer for ringing in the ears. Call the Hearing Center of Bucks County at 215-310-5237. Online at buckscountyhearing.com. Phillies fans, if you want to get inside the game, inside the team, and inside the strategy, then we've got you covered. Tune into the Baseball Insiders presented by SEPTA every Sunday following Phillies baseball. Former Phillies All-Stars Ricky Vitalico and Tommy Green join host Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazier to recap all the action and look ahead to what's coming up for the Fightin' Phils. The Baseball Insiders presented by SEPTA right here on 1490 WBCB and video stream live at WBCB1490.com.
Thousands of families affected by disasters, like the recent hurricane, urgently need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide warm meals, shelter, and hope to families when they need it most. Please donate today to Red Cross Disaster Relief to help people affected by disasters, big and small. Go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. Your support is critical. We can't do it without you.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Join me, Dan Baker, and former Philly slugger Greg Luzinski for the Independence Blue Cross Bull Session, presented by Gage Fiore. Attorneys at FightForYou.com every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m., right here on 1490 WBCB and 610 Sports.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, August 5. On this date in 1995, ECW held its WrestlePalooza Supercard. In the main event, the Gangstas defeated the Public Enemy in a stretcher match. On this date in 1996, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Orlando, Florida. In the main event, Lex Luger and Sting defeated the Nasty Boys in a tag team match. On this date in 2002, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Baltimore, Maryland. In the main event, Rob Van Dam pinned Chris Jericho. On this date in 2013, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. In the main event, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton defeated Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns by disqualification in a six-man tag team match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, August 5. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry. Appreciation, just got a message from Barbara, one of the irregulars at the Broken Goblet, who's tuning in and giving a listen here since she wasn't able to make the live remote a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully she's enjoying the hilarity and hysteria and insanity that is the two of us talking about various things in professional wrestling.
And apparently a lot of things not involving professional wrestling, as we tend to go off topic a lot.
Well, yeah, that's why we are the unofficial methylphenidate powers, but that's a whole nother story here. All right, speaking of stories, let's get back on into it here. Now, I'd mentioned last week that Brock Lesnar might have been planting the seeds for a UFC fight with John Bones Jones after telling the Associated Press that he would fight Jones, quote, anytime, anywhere. Well, those seeds may have sprouted last Saturday night. John Jones defeated Daniel Cormier by knockout on Saturday at UFC 214 to regain the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. And in a post-fight interview inside the Octagon, Jones had this to say to the Beast incarnate.
John Jones with Brock Lesnar. If you want to know what it feels like to get your ass kicked by a guy who weighs 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the Octagon.
Or he could just ask Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, I guess there is that. Jones added on FS1's post-fight show, quote, "I'm up for it. I think it's about time for me to be involved in a super fight. I think that's what the fans really want to see, is me challenge myself against a heavyweight. Why not do against the biggest and one of the most scary heavyweights in UFC history in Brock Lesnar? He brings a tremendous following, and I think it would be so great for the sport of MMA."
Yeah. I don't really have anything else
Yeah,
to say
nothing
about
else to
that.
add to that.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about it. I just don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. So.
And I'm not about to get you in trouble since you're not doing anything. So,
yeah,
there we go.
Thank you.
Someone who definitely has no problem speaking their mind, Mrs. Rebby Hardy. That's right. She spoke with Sports Illustrated in response to an interview that Anthem executive Ed Nordholm granted to the same media outlet, speaking on a number of topics, including on whether Matt Hardy demanded a $100,000 pay increase, as Nordholm had indicated. She said, quote, "That is not accurate, but it is laughable. During contract negotiations, when I started to notice as well as hear from friends about Jeff Jarrett's shady business tactics, I did two things. I immediately filed a trademark for Broken Matt Hardy and started to record every conversation between Matt and anyone at that TNA office, including Ed Nordholm and Jeff Jarrett. In the phone call that Ed Nordholm is referencing, it is very clear that Matt did not hold Anthem up for any money. He did not request $100,000 more." When asked about the Hardys being willing to go to court to pursue the intellectual property of the broken character, Rebby said, quote, "Going to the court is not like going to the grocery store. There is a lot of money involved in a legal case, which is another reason why Anthem is dragging this out as long as they can." Jeff Jarrett said, quote, "Just keep dragging it out. They'll get tired of spending money," end quote. "We would rather settle this like civil human beings, which is what we have tried to do for months and months. There are so many things that if we choose to go to court, we can also add into the case. Senor Benjamin, who is my father, never signed a release to have his image be marketed. Technically, they should not have been able to air his footage."
But they did, because you were on good terms with them at that point.
She also says, "They do not have a release for my son, Maxwell, who had no written documents saying he could be on set at a Universal Studios, which could jeopardize their relationship with the place where they film on a monthly basis."
But you let him on there because he was an intricate part of your broken gimmick. You're pinning that on him just because you asked and they didn't say no. And as much as I'm pro Hardys and all this, that's just like yes, they did not sign a release, but then why are you having them be on TV with you then if they didn't have them sign a release? Why are you including your father and your son in this? It just does.
You think it's a cutting off their nose to spite their face kind of thing? A little bit?
I'm smelling some bull.
What'd you have for lunch? Anyway, she says there's also the fact that I created, shot, directed, and edited so much footage that I never gave them a release to use either. And you're going to go back to the same. All right, let's move on here for the purposes of moving. Yeah, for time
but
here.
If they needed your permission, if you want, what are you trying to say? Then how did it get on TV? And you didn't say it. You're only saying this now. Oh.
Take it easy.
Rebecca. What are you doing?
Let's see. Also, when asked on whether Anthem is correct in claiming they own the Broken Universe intellectual property, she said there is enough question in the contract in terms of gimmick development and intellectual property that our attorneys strongly feel that there is a case. If there were no question about it, like Jeff Jarrett and Ed Nordholm continue to say, then I would not be discussing it, and neither would Matt. There is enough of a question in the contract that it is worth fighting over. If it were as cut and dry as Anthem is trying to make everyone believe, then we would have stopped pursuing it. That's not the case. There are legal questions over the verbiage in the contract, and we have a good chance of winning this battle. You're trying so hard. And finally, because I know you're about ready to blow your top, including that winter hat that you're wearing here in the middle of summer.
Wow, that was unnecessary. That was so unnecessary.
I just call it like I see it.
Yeah, no, but you didn't need to on that. That had nothing to do with the current situation.
I'm providing description.
No, you just wanted to take a dig.
No, if I wanted to take a dig, I'm biting my tongue. I'll save that for off the air. Revy on contract negotiations with GFW and Impact Wrestling. Jeff Jarrett's plan was to give Jeff Hardy all the money, and he actually said to pay Matt as little as possible because he believed Matt could not go anywhere without Jeff Hardy. I had reservations about WWE for a long time, but I forgot all of my reservations and our loyalty to the TNA brand after I learned that. She went on to say, these guys, to put it bluntly. After Matt financed his own shoots and put hours and hours of his own time writing the shows, these guys. We didn't have any scripts. They're claiming IP, intellectual property. They're claiming this is their character and development, but we never had one script or one shoot sheet. That was all Matt pouring himself into the character and dedicating himself to it.
Which is, and the thing was, to say that pay Jeff, Jeff was openly you could see that Jeff was proudly going yeah, no, I'm gonna let Matt do his thing as Brother Nero. And Matt can go somewhere without Jeff. Or Matt can go somewhere with Jeff sort of in the background.
You're about to have an aneurysm. All right. Let's move on from this story before you do so. WWE star Chris Jericho had a profanity-laced verbal exchange, which you're about ready to have with me, with a fan in New York City on Friday following...
That is not true. That is not true.
We're short on time, so
okay.
Yeah.
Still not true.
Following a tribute show for late musician David Z. TMZ.com released footage of Jericho and a fan exchanging F-bombs outside the Irving Plaza host venue. Jericho eventually responded with the following statement. David Z was a good friend of mine, and I was mentally and emotionally shattered after paying tribute to him and essentially saying goodbye to him Friday night. I was not in a good state of mind at that time, and instead of ignoring a pushy, a.k.a. rude fan, which is what I would usually do, I snapped. My apologies to all involved, and God bless David Z. The late David Z, David Zabludowski, was the late bassist for Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Adrenaline Mob. As for the incident, plenty of F-bombs and N-bombs by the fan and others around the scene were exchanged, but fortunately there was no physicality. And finally, John Cena playing a major role in the Transformers spin-off Bumblebee. That's right. Hollywood Reporter noting that Cena has joined the cast, which is headed by Haley Steinfeld, of the movie that is set in 1987. The film scheduled to be released December 21st, 2018. And we've got 2 minutes left, which means it's time for...
birthdays!
Very good. 3 plus 2 Brucey bonuses. On this date in 1947, Ricky Dean Zeringer was born. That name sound familiar at all? Well, the chart-topping lead vocalist of the McCoys and their hit Hang On Sloopy, as well as writer and producer of the wrestling album in 1985, which saw this memorable hit in wrestling and American vernacular. That's right, Rick Derringer turns 70 today. Yeah, we'll leave this run. Why not?
It's actually a pretty good song.
Oh, it is. He also wrote the Demolition theme as well. Here comes the axe, here comes the smasher. On this date in 1953, Wallace Stanfield Lane was born. The tag team specialist who was one half of the tag teams The Fabulous Ones with Steve Kern, Skinner, the Midnight Express with Bobby Eaton, and the Heavenly Bodies with Tom Pritchard, better known as Sweet Stan Lane, turned 64 today. And on this date in 1961, Patrick Tanaka was born. The former tag team competitor with Paul Diamond as part of the Orient Express and Bad Company between the AWA, WWF, ECW, and WCW turns 56 today. And 2 Brucey bonuses, things outside of the world of wrestling. On this date in 1946, Lonnie K. Anderson was born. The actress best known for her role as receptionist Jennifer Marlowe from the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, and also known for her marriage to actor Burt Reynolds back in the late 80s and early 90s, turns 71 today. And on this date in 1962, Patrick Aloysius Ewing was born.
Ooh.
The Basketball Hall of Famer and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, whose number 33 is retired by the New York Knicks NBA team, turns 55 today.
Ewing.
Happy birthdays all around. That's going to do it for us. Teddy Faw is next with the Country Road Show. Country music the way it used to be, the way it ought to be. And we'll be back next week for more hilarity and hijinks. Until then, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.